everybody? This is the first official episode of the RCDC podcast. I'm your host, David Coleman.
I'm the co-host, Reggie Coleman.
And I just wanted to say, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, a great New Year's, Right now it's like January 13th. So we were supposed to post like 2 weeks ago or something like that, but
Today January 14th.
Yeah, but
we good.
Things had came up, personal stuff and that sort of nature.
COVID caught me.
Yeah, my dad COVID too.
So yeah, we had to take a couple weeks off, but we back. RCDC podcast, like Dev said, first official episode. So we hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram.
Like, comment.
The RCDC podcast. Let us know what you think, how we doing, what we should improve on, all that good stuff. But, I'm going to let Dev tell y'all what we about to talk about.
Yeah, and make sure y'all share it to y'all friends, family, all that. But, yeah, so, since this the first episode, we're going to be talking about different things. So, the first topic for today, someone had asked me, how is it like to choose your own route and not following your bro's step in playing basketball, and how he feels about it now. So I'm going to start. This all happened. I was sophomore year. I had a good start coming into basketball. I was a sixth man. Everything was going well. And then it was this one practice where we doing defensive drills, like full court 1-on-1. And, I guess we was being lazy. So Coach Robert of 9 a.m., he was like, pick up the intensity. So I was like, all right, bet. So at this time, I'm guarding Keyshawn. So he's dribbling the ball, sliding my feet, making him go different ways. And then you have to try and finish. So he went up, and I went up. My fault, Keyshawn. But I set his shot. And then I came down on his foot, and then my ankle just turned. I thought I broke it at first, but I sprained my ankle, and then after that, it was just not the same. I came back, I wasn't seeing no game time, and there was just one time where I knew I don't know this for me anymore. When we were going to Allentown, and we were about to go on the bus. And Coach Robert asked me, do you want to play JV? And I was like, nah, that just hurt my pride. So after that, I played AAU, and it was a hard decision because, obviously my family, we're like a basketball family, so all of us play basketball. So at first it was kind of hard. And then I finally came to the conclusion to, just focus on soccer and play soccer. And, at first I don't know how he took it, but when I told my dad, it was kind of hard. And when I told my mom, she tried, convincing me to stay for basketball. But, I already made that decision to, just play soccer and focus on soccer. And, so he could talk how he feels about it now. That's my side. That's how everything happened. But
so let me tell you how I felt initially when my parents told me. I forget who told me. Somebody told me, either my mom or dad. They was like, "Yeah, Dev said he not playing basketball no more." I'm like, "What?" So it probably wasn't that same day, but a couple days went by. I texted him, and I forget what I said. It was something like, "Yo, you really done playing basketball?" or something like that. And basically he was like, yeah. I was like, you sure you don't want to think about it a little more? I'm sure he already thought about it, but me being me, like he said, we went to D3 schools, me and my dad, and played college basketball. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, you need to keep playing, because I thought he was better than me at his age than I was at that age. So I'm like, yo, you can do both. Why not play basketball and soccer up until your senior year? Maybe you get looks for both. Maybe you could, if it's D3, it's hard, but you can play both in college at that level. But my main point was like, just play it out, see what happens instead of, throwing all your eggs in one basket. But as I thought about it more and more, I'm like, this isn't my life. This isn't my parents' life. This is his life. He got to make the decision to do what he feels is best for him. So when I thought about it and looked back, I'm like, it's whatever he want to do. If he happy playing soccer and not playing basketball, then I'm happy for him because he's happy. So that's how I initially felt, and that's how I feel now, because everybody have their own story. Everybody walk their own path. So, yeah, I would have loved him to finish out his high school career, play all 4 years, all that good stuff, playing basketball, but he enjoys soccer more. He fell in love with it, and hey, I support everything he do, and yeah, that's where I'm at now with it.
Yeah, and to still talk about it, like at first, obviously, like I said before, I told my parents and all that, and then when everybody started to find out about it, it was kind of annoying because as soon as I enter the room, the first thing they say is yo, why you not playing basketball? You should have kept playing basketball. And it's I'm tired. I got tired of repeating myself. And then obviously it died down. But that first month and a half was kind of just hard, just seeing everybody. And that's the first thing they say to me. But now, everybody supports it in what I do. And, everybody's happy for me. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Just to piggyback off that, looking back, I feel kind of bad for me how I was reacting to it, but I know a lot of our family was like, "What is he doing? Mm-hmm. He need to play basketball, all that, this, that, and the third." Mm-hmm. But we got to start just encouraging just anybody that we love or we friends with, family with, encourage them to do what they want to do. You can't be pushing your dreams and your aspirations on somebody else because maybe you didn't get to wherever you wanted to go and you're trying to live through your family member, your kid, your friend. Not saying that was our family's thinking, but just in general, we got to encourage people more to do what they want to do and stop trying to make them feel like, oh, if you don't do it this way, it's the wrong way. It's no, this is his life. He's going to choose what he wants to do with it, and we just got to support him. Sometimes he's going to fail. Sometimes he's going to succeed. But at the end of the day, we still got to, support him in anything and everything that he does if he put in that full 100% into, in this case, soccer. So, family, my boy is a soccer player. So
that's what
y'all used to it now, but just when you hear this, think about how he felt when he said that month and a half. He was just same question over and over. It's bro,
yeah.
That's why he probably ain't coming around a lot. So nah. But yeah, just support. We just gotta support one another in anything that we want to do, and not try to force people to do things they don't want to do. That's my main point on that.
Yeah, exactly. He just hit the
nail on the head.
Yeah, nail on the head right there, nail the coffin right there. So, but that's how. If that answers your question, that's how we both fell on.
Shout out to Chris. That was one of Chris' questions.
Yeah, so
we're gonna shout him out. Whoever.
Yeah, shout out Chris Williams. He asked that question, so thank you for that.
We got another question because 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever we posted on our Instagram page, give us some topics, some questions, and y'all gave some some stuff. So I got another one. Your friend Brian, basically he was asking what are some of y'all short-term goals, long-term goals, and we already answered the last one, which was what do you want to get out of this podcast? But if you want to answer that too, you can. So let's start with short-term goals and long-term goals.
Okay, I'll start, obviously. So short-term goals. Oof. I just got into reading. So, reading more, reading different kinds of books, to expand my knowledge because you never could get enough education. So yeah, I've been getting into reading a little bit, which is kind of shocking because I would never thought just sit down and read, but it's actually helping me a lot, seeing things differently. So that's one of my goals. Another goal is to just like start being more consistent with everything I do. Like sometimes I'll do stuff for like a week or so, 2 weeks, and then I like lose a little bit of motivation and I stop, and then it just keeps going and going. So just stay more consistent, really. And long-term goals, shoot, that's a tough one. I ain't gonna lie, I really don't know right now. But yeah.
All right, well, I'll give y'all some of mine. So short-term goals for me, like Dev said, being consistent, but I have about 3 or 4 more classes left in my master's program. So short-term goal is to graduate in December. So that's one of my goals.
Mm-hmm.
Get that master's. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Shout out to Fat Joe.
Masters.
So that's a short-term goal. Another short-term goal is to be consistent with this podcast, but also get back into the Playmaker podcast and start interviewing more people. I got some people lined up. So it's just doing that and being more consistent with that. Long-term goal.
Tough one.
Well, it's not a long-term goal, just a goal in general. Getting married in July, my best man right here. So just getting there, paying everything off, scheduling everything, all that, tedious work that goes into planning a wedding, which I'm not doing much of. Shout out to my fiance Leah. But yeah, so that's some of my goals. I am reading more, I don't like reading either, but if you think about it, if you just read a chapter a day, you could finish a book probably with you could finish 2 books in probably a month if you look at it that way, instead of like, damn, how many pages left into this chapter over? You just read 1 chapter a month. I mean, 1 chapter a day, you'll finish that book quick. So yeah, those are some of my goals long term. Yeah, long term would just be finding a job with a either college program, basketball program, or an NBA organization. So that's a long-term goal.
And to answer that last question, if we haven't already, about the podcast, yeah, like Reggie said, be more consistent with this, because like this right here, it's like a something I really enjoy doing, talking and having my thoughts on things, and just to keep on doing that and keep on posting and have you guys interact with us, whether that's on the YouTube account or like Instagram, or even like DMing my personal account and talking about things. It just, it makes me like feel good or whatever. So just stay consistent with this and like, keep on posting, because no offense, shout out to Chris and Josh, but like we had a little something going on, but like we didn't really post because we're not really together all the time. So, starting this with my brother, we're kind of close to each other, so we can post like consistently, and I just want to be more consistent with this. So
yeah, so this is like an outlet for just to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like some days we gonna have things that we plan out. Some days we just gonna, freestyle it in a sense and talk about whatever comes to our mind or what we was going through the previous week or something like that. So I take this as an outlet to just be me, like without holding anything back, saying how I feel. And if we're not always going to agree on things, you listeners, everything is not to be agreed on. It's like, take it. We all have our own opinions, but just listen to what we saying and don't take offense to anything. This is how we feel. And if you want to keep the conversation going, comment, do all that good stuff that you're supposed to do on, YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. But yeah, this is just an outlet to speak on how we feel about certain things. Give y'all more insight on our relationship as brothers and how we're moving forward and all this good stuff that's going on in 2022. All that. This is what this is for. And then Dev, he said it last episode, the intro. He said he gonna want to bring people on, so we're gonna have people on. Yeah, I'm just going with the flow with the bro. Damn, that's a bar.
That's a bar.
So yeah, whatever Dev want to do, I'm with it, and I'm just here to support bro.
That was nice. Appreciate that right there.
You got anything else? Anything else you want to talk about from the questions people asked? Let me see.
I don't know. Do you have anything else?
Look at this boy scratching his head. Let me see. Let me ask you this. Let me see. How has college been thus far for you, and what do you think you need to improve on?
How college been so far? I'm pretty sure every student has its ups and downs, but yeah, I had my ups and downs. Just like trying to get into the flow of things because obviously I'm starting all over again as a freshman in college. So, just getting the hang of things and how things should work, and like knowing that you really don't. It's really all on you. Like at high school, you got them favorite teachers that, help you out or give you an extension. But in college, you don't got that. So just, get into the flow of things and, something I need to improve on. Probably like writing essays and stuff. But like, besides that, I've been adjusting well. But this semester I gotta take statistics. And I don't really like math, so we're gonna see how this goes. But hopefully I do well. That's the plan. But yeah, me and math, we don't go well together. And that's how college has been going so far. So
my suggestion to you with that is get the help you need early and not wait till it's too late and you try and play catch up. You get the tutors you need, or you talk to the professor, or whatever Zoom call with a professor, and try to get to know them and know what y'all talking about in the class. Because when a professor sees that you're trying to learn rather than just going along in the course and not saying nothing and getting the grades you shouldn't be getting, it's like, do they care? But if you constantly emailing the professor or asking for help, then they notice that you're trying, and not saying they'll bump up your grade, but they'll give you some courtesy because you're actually trying and not just going with the flow. I learned that I didn't do that when I was in college. I was I had my struggles. But now looking back, I can give you that word I'm looking for, advice, because I was playing catch up at one point. So try not to play catch up, ask for help early, and you'll do what you got to do.
Yeah, like for home, I already got two people in mind that like geniuses in math, low key. Shout out Kieran, Richmond graduate. He doing his thing or whatever. And shout out Kendall. She be helping me too. She go to St. Bonaventure and all that. Y'all need to know that. But yeah, so shout out them too, because they really helped me when I need it. So yeah.
Look, my bro don't know what to say after that. Look at it.
Yeah, I really don't.
All right, so I ain't want to be like the host. I'm the host right now. I'm gonna have him more prepared next week.
Yeah, listen,
he acting totally different.
Hold on. Let me say something. This month, obviously, my first podcast, obviously my own with the bro. So at first, it's going to take a little while for me to adjust to things of being the host and that sort of nature. So right now, I'm just kind of learning the little, little things.
The ins and outs.
The ins and outs. Because he
taking control.
Yeah, he already had his job taking control of that. So, learning from that. And I got it's going to be me mostly talking. When he want to talk, I'm going to let him talk. But for now, Yeah,
you know
helping
how,
out.
You know how I got better though? I'll tell you this. I watch hella podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many podcasts. I'm sure you watch some.
Yeah,
too.
I saw the LaShawn McCoy I Am Athlete podcast.
I Am Athlete.
Yeah.
I watch All the Smoke. I watch.
Oh, that's the basketball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw DeMar DeRozan.
Let me name some more. I watch Gilly the Kid. What is it called? $1 million worth of game. I watch the Pivot podcast. Draymond Green got a good podcast.
I started watching that too.
So yeah, those are just a couple I watch. And I just I watch them because I enjoy it. But I see how they ask questions. I see their mannerisms and how they act and how they play off of what the person says. Like,
okay.
Instead of like looking at my phone, having a question already there, which is fine. You can do that. But sometimes you just gotta actually listen to what
the other person
next to you is saying.
Yeah.
And just go off of that.
Let me just go off that real quick.
Good, you learn.
So, it wasn't this past summer, but the summer before, me, my dad, and two of my former soccer teammates and their fathers, we had our little, because this one, like, COVID really started hitting, everybody was home, so we, like, did our little thing where we bring people on the little Zoom and, you know, send it out to people and people could watch. And I remember the very first, like, episode, we interviewed Mark Bass. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a former St. Joe's assistant coach, and now he's the coach of TCPA, not TCA no more, TCPA. So, we was interviewing him, and I remember I was at my aunt's house downstairs, and, you know, I had to, like, really, like, focus, dial in, and, like, because how we worked before we start the episode, you know, everybody gets a order, like who's asking the question first. We literally had an order, but sometimes people will, like, if they had something like they wanted to say, they'll flip the order and say something. So for me, I had to really focus on, like, who's asking the question, what they're saying, how he's answering the question, and then bounce off his question and, like, ask something that's, like, connects to that. So I'm kind of good at that, but, like, this right here kind of a little different because we're not interviewing nobody right now. So
yeah, right now we're not interviewing nobody, but you can still, like, I don't know. It's hard to give an example of this, but when you hear me talking about something like you just did, you was like, oh, yeah, that came to mind. Yeah. And then that brings up a topic, that brings up a different point of view or something like that.
Yeah.
But so it's gonna be not rough, but it's gonna take some time to get used to it. But, you know, it's once you get a hang of just talking, like, I'm not the most talkative person. If you know me, you know that. I always say I'm surprised I even do podcasts, like, because I really don't like talking. But once you get a hang of it, it's like, it is what it is. It's like second nature. Before we see, I'm hosting again. Before we wrap this episode up, we're gonna talk about our New Year's resolutions. You know, what we think about them, what we think about New Year's resolutions. Every year, people have them, so I got some opinions on that. And then if Dev got anything, then we're gonna wrap it up. So you got anything else before we do New Year's resolutions?
I probably something gonna come to mind after New Year's.
All right, so you got any? Or
about
do you have any? All right, so the question is, do you have any New Year's resolutions? And if you do, obviously answer. And if you, after that, what do you think about New Year's resolutions? Because people, they write stuff down. They say they're going to do this, that, and third. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, me personally, I don't really do the New Year's resolution, like, goals or none of that. I just keep the same goals that I have and just keep moving forward. But people that do, like, different New Year's resolution goals, like, every year, respect to y'all, but at the same time, no disrespect, because sometimes, or, like, majority of the times, y'all would write them goals down. Y'all probably do them for, like, a week or two and then stop. So it's like, I'm not a really big fan, but, you know, some people actually write their goals and actually do it. So, you know, respect to y'all, but at the same time, it's like, are y'all really gonna do that? But that's my opinion on the New Year's resolution and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I feel basically the same way. I don't really have New Year's resolutions. I feel like people have the same things every year written down, or they say the same things. They're going to work out. They're going to eat better. They're going to lose weight. They're going to gain muscle, whatever.
Yeah.
It's constantly the same thing. And then when you look the next year, it's like,
what happened?
It's like, what's going on? So the way I feel is like, if you do write down goals and have resolutions, make them realistic. Don't say you trying to lose 50 pounds when you know you don't like to work out. Just go day by day, get a workout in. If you lose weight, you lose weight. If you don't, you don't. But at least you're working out and actually trying instead of just keep saying it year after year after year go by and nothing happens. It's just kind of like, just stop. You're stressing yourself out because you're saying you're gonna do this, that, and the third, and you don't do them, and it's like, you're just, why are you lying to yourself? So yeah, that's how I feel about New Year's resolutions. What goals, just make realistic goals, check them off your list, and get them done. Stop trying to like do things that you know. We can do anything we put our mind to, but when you know you can't do something or you're not interested in doing it, you're not going to do it. So stop writing things down that you know you're not going to do. That's just my opinion. Don't take it personal. Like I said, I don't have any resolutions besides, jumping that broom in July. You feel me? Coming a married man. Then I'm going to act totally different. It's like, nah. But yeah, so, make realistic goals and check them off your list. That's really how I feel
to something
about
he
it.
said, I might have to disagree on him. He said, he said, make it realistic. I was watching a podcast one day, and I got his book for Christmas. His name's Russ, the artist. Y'all probably know who he is. He said the worst advice he ever received was someone telling him to be realistic. And, at first I was like, what does he mean by that? And, I took that in mind, and I totally get it now. If your dream's not big enough, or if you don't believe you could do something, then first off, if your dream's not realistic, then why dream that dream? You know what I'm saying? So now when my boys tell me stuff that they want to do, I believe in them and I support them 100%, because being realistic is I don't like that saying either, because my goals, I got big goals for myself, things I want to achieve. But people might say to me, be realistic. Well, why would I be realistic if I want to achieve these big things? And if I put my mind to it and have that mindset of, you know what, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, then hopefully and maybe one day those dreams will come true. And then the people that told me, be realistic, blah, 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 now they on my back trying to get stuff off me. So that's the one thing I'm going to just have to disagree with.
I get that. It's a difference, though, between you can be realistic. Well, how can I frame this? All right, with the dreams, like you said, you have dreams.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not realistic, whatever y'all dreams are. But if you're not working at it, then it's pretty much not realistic.
Yeah, true.
I didn't mean
I was just saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but I meant people. We were talking about resolutions. If you write something down, say I'm gonna work out, but if you don't work out, are you being realistic?
Yeah, okay.
Because you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, I got
dreams is a different thing. You have big dreams. You try to fulfill those dreams as long as you're working hard at it. But if you're not working 110%, then is it realistic?
Yeah,
I get what Russ is saying, but if you're not working at it, and expect it to be realistic, then is it?
Yeah.
So
that's the first disagreement or whatever you want to call it.
Let us know how y'all feel. Let us know y'all New Year's resolutions. Let us know in the comments, the YouTube comments and all that, so we can see so we can hold y'all accountable for getting y'all things done, whatever y'all plan on doing. So yeah, that's what I want y'all to do for us.
Yeah, and before we wrap it up, I probably got like 2 more things I want to say. First and foremost, y'all probably know I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so Sunday, 4:30
tomorrow, because we recording this. What's today? Friday. Tomorrow, this will be out sometime on Saturday at some point in the day. So if y'all watch this before Sunday at 4:30, just know.
Yeah, Sunday 4:30. Our boys going out there.
Just know
we playing the 49ers little rivalry, big rivalry, not little. My fault. So
just know
we gotta get that dub. We keep moving on, 1 week at a time. So that's one thing I gotta say.
And them birds got
Tampa Bay.
Hey,
Tom Brady.
Let's see what we do first. But yeah. Shout out to them boys.
Yeah, but that's one thing. Another thing I had to say, I just had it in my head, but I forgot. Man. In all seriousness, everybody stay safe during these times because COVID is starting to strike back up and that sort of nature, and like everybody and their mom's starting to get it. So I just want to say, everybody be safe, wear a mask, and it feels like this thing never gonna end. So
yeah, it's like Dev said, stay safe, wear a mask. We're not telling you gotta wear a mask, but do what you feel is safe for you. Stay healthy. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, like COVID caught a bunch of our family members. So, I didn't get it as bad as some others, but it was rough. So stay safe and healthy and just be smart with whatever you're doing. Because everybody don't really take this serious. You got people who think it's a conspiracy and all that stuff. We're not going to get too deep into that. But just be safe, stay healthy, do what's best for you and your family. And, we always praying for y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Ashley, watch this.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, Ashley, you see the hair, you feel me? Whenever you ready, I'm ready. I just got to get a haircut first. I got a haircut, but the next time I get a haircut, you already know what I want.
My boy said he need the hair done.
I need the hair done. A little, you know how we rock. But, that's it. And shout out LeBron James.
Shout out LeBron James.
He doing his thing. What, year 19? He 37. He shouldn't be.
Hey, next episode, we could talk about sports.
My fault.
If you want,
yeah. But just know, shout out to LeBron. He really doing his thing. But thank y'all once again for tuning into the RCDC. Once again, I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in to the RCDC podcast. I'm your host, Devin Coleman.
Hold on. I told you got to learn. You got to tell them like, subscribe, comment, follow us. You got to do all that, bro.
Let me start over.
Go ahead.
Like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. Share with your peoples. And follow the Instagram as well. The same name as the YouTube, right?
At the RCDC podcast. You'll see it on the bottom of the screen. You feel me?
So I just want to say thank you once again for tuning in. Like we said in the video though. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments on what we talked about. Interact with us. We'll interact right back. So yeah, just thank you once again. I'm your host, Devin Coleman.
I'm the co-host, Reggie Coleman. This is the RCDC podcast. We out.
We out.